He just isn't your friend. Welcome to the Blue Falcon Podcast. I'm Bobby Stegall. It's my friend Caleb Moore for the second time tonight. And we're talking about getting banned. Like I probably wish I was, so this didn't ever go out again. Caleb, let's talk about why you look at things so much differently than most people. You realize and are observant. Heaven forbid me say that word, which should be so apparent. So you've noticed on certain accounts that get quote unquote banned or are not getting as many hits as normal, that it shows up more for you than normal.
Right, yeah, so I'll be scrolling through TikTok and I'll find a content creator, yourself included, that I like. And I'll be like, oh, cool, I should follow them. And then I'll click to their page, right? And then it'll be like, this account is banned. Or I'll see a video that's been duetted by one of their other followers that pops up in their feed. I'm like, oh yeah, I should follow that person. Oh, but I also want to follow the original creator because like it was their content, right? So then I'll go to their event. This video was banned. I'm like, huh.
Very interesting.
That's weird. I don't know.
Well, I have a theory on that. You want to hear my theory?
Shoot.
You're going to have to,
Yeah, sure.
due to the proximity of my voice to your ears right now.
Well, also your podcast.
Yeah, don't anyone forget that, by the way. All 15 of you people listening right now. No, actually, you know what? On that note, I will say I had the most downloads ever for iTunes and Spotify last month. So thank you, everybody who's been listening. Like, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, when you put out content, people tend to pay attention. I mean,
It's true, man.
I would argue this. What we're doing right now, not great content, but the other guests that you've had, I've enjoyed listening to. So that content, I would say, would get downloaded.
I appreciate it. I think also a big part of it is when you create a podcast, you have two options. You're creating the podcast to create a community, or you're creating a podcast to get money. One of those options is only long term. And it's also the hardest.
Right.
And I think we got a little bit of a flock of Blue Falcons running around now.
Yeah.
Okay. So my theory is tattletales. Think about it, man. High school. Who are the tattletales?
I mean, so
There are kids. There are kids who are not tattletales anymore. But if you think about us as adults sitting if we were forced to sit at a cafeteria environment for lunch, I would meander to say that DNC would have like the not cool side of the cafeteria, aka the tattletalers. And I'm not saying just the DNC, because the GOP is not somebody I'm a fan of. You know that. But hold on before you say anything. So what's happening is we're getting more reports on our stuff. And guess what these companies like? They like money.
right.
And if they get so many reports like, hey, we got to cut this guy out because he's probably, according to our statistics, it looks over here like he's may lose us money because he's getting more, negative reports than positive feedback.
Likes or okay.
Whatever they use for that money. Because I guarantee you, if they were look at the crazy Alex, what's his name? Guy in Austin, Texas.
Oh, Alex. Beat red face, Alex.
I'm gonna say something really loud, and I'm just gonna yell it. Whatever that guy is.
Infowars, dude.
That guy makes so much money.
Right. Hate or no hate, that he has masterminded the clickbait and the views.
He's like the View on TV.
Oh my gosh.
He's the exact opposite. Yeah, that's how I feel about both of them.
One dude. Right. So like for me, I've even found that like as I'm getting older, holding my views more charitably helps you to convince other people of them. And I think you'd see that in the polarization of America. I was scrolling through, I'm not going to, well, I am going to name names. I was scrolling through Chrissy Teigen's Twitter feed.
Who's Chrissy Teigen?
And Chrissy Teigen is, I think, a actress, songwriter, singer, public figure.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if you're talking about like she could be like a person that is in your neighborhood. I didn't know if like you had a personal vendetta against this person.
No, you know who John Legend is?
I've heard that he writes a couple songs.
Songwriter, yeah. Super dope songwriter. Love a lot of his work.
Agreed.
They're married.
Oh dang, he's taken. Okay.
I was scrolling through a Twitter feed and I saw it was I was scrolling back far enough to do a deep dive because some people had said some stuff and I was like, well, I'm going to go find out for myself. I'm not just going to accept it for what it is.
I appreciate that.
And I came across something that she had retweeted that was like something about the election and I took a screenshot because that's just who I am.
And you probably have some places where you back that up offline.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I would.
But like,
are you? I drop my phone in the toilet so often.
So I mean, I Apple iCloud would be my backup, I guess. But no, she was talking about reaching across the aisle to Democrats, and she was like, but like it was one of those psychs where it was like, we're gonna reach across the aisle and say "F you," and I was like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Republicans were any better when Trump won against Hillary. Like I'm not, but when your fearless leader is saying, hey, we need unity, and people are saying F you, if you voted for Trump, you're a racist. That's not very reconciliatory. Like, it's not going to...
I'm a racist, so like I'm not really sure what you're getting at.
It's extremely hard to like...
I want to know what
you start that.
I want to know what the equivalent was in Roman times. Because human nature has some kind of capability to latch on to like, yeah, there's somebody out there that's just in my life, and who is it? And for some reason, both sides have that tendency. Because I have made more people mad in the past year on both sides of the aisle than I even have met in my entire life.
So I think in ancient times, it was the Romans. Like, they thought they were the cat's meow. They were trying to make everybody part of the Roman Empire.
Okay.
So you had the Gauls who were like, F you, we're free.
Okay, time out.
We're
Caleb, I love you, man, but we only have like 10 minutes left, and you're already above my head. So we're going to table this one. Because you said the Gauls, I'm like, okay. I know I've heard of this somewhere. So let's talk about the pipeline. Back to the old... The pipeline, as some of us are getting right now with future taxes probably. But I think what has happened here is possibly beautiful thing wrapped in a pile of dog crap. It smells like dog crap, but it may open up to be something beautiful. I'm assuming that you have a greater knowledge of ransomware and the history of it than I do from my 15-minute research last night.
Necessarily. I've had it on my computer before, if that makes any difference.
I know I had it on my computer when I was 16, and it was an awful nightmare. I don't want to talk about it. It was different. AOL was the worst. Anyway, we had a situation that presented itself to someone to make a lot of money with the pipeline hacking. The number one asset holder or shareholder of Colonial Pipeline just so happens to be the Cook brothers, or whichever one's alive. I can't remember. Yeah. And so as I was researching that, I also have an extensive background, probably 30 hours of research specifically on the Colonial Pipeline for a job I was applying for once I got out of the Army. It was basically like a reconnaissance job of what I was doing, right. Where the pipeline was at, where different locations could have been for this company, for pickup and drop offs. And I was stunned that there was a gas pipeline running across America from the south to the north. I was like, man, what? We had this here? And the idea at the time as an EOD tech crossed my mind. I was like, wow, that's a pretty vulnerable spot. Not physically, per se.
No, I get you.
But I was like, this is just one pipeline for the most part.
Right.
Now, did you know about a few news articles that came out about the Koch brothers and Epstein, who didn't kill himself? Yeah, I found that out last night too.
I mean, I believe the term is assisted suicide.
I like that more. And I also I do not think I'm going to assist myself to suicide anytime soon. So anyone knows that.
For the record, I am clear of mind, not depressed, happy and cheerful.
I've actually had probably the best day of my life on a belief. I'm serious, like a Christian belief. My faith has never been stronger than today. That's another story I'll tell you another time. Yeah. But in order to find out all this information, I had to search Google, but I had to stipulate which date ranges I could find out about, because I wanted to find out everything about Colonial Pipeline before 2016, just to see what happens.
Right.
And then I was like, oh man, okay, well, Koch brothers are involved in it, and that's cool, man. Like billions of dollars, dang. Don't hate the player, hit the game. Good on them. And then I saw the Epstein thing, and I'm like, oh man.
You can hate the player and the game there.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. I was kind of almost like halfway rooting for you until I found out that thing, and then come to find out, if you also think about the intel operation that someone maybe was part of in the KGB or some other foreign adversary on all these high-profile people, and let's pretend like some of them got out of that occupation, and we're like, you know what? Hey, we saw those videos or pictures we bribed these guys with, right? Like, yeah, okay. Well, let's go ahead and ask them for like $1 billion. Let's go ahead and have them wire transferred over to our account, or we'll release these videos. And let's pretend like this is like a book, the Bobby What Would Have Happened book, if I was to write it. And then the Koch brothers, or whichever one's alive, is like, you know what? I'll have the internet shut down. And they're like, oh, well, speaking of being shut down, your pipeline shut down over there. You're losing X amount of billions of dollars or millions of dollars a day. You know, at some point, you know, it's going to get pretty expensive on your part having that pipeline shut down. You're going to have a lot of political unrest. How much other investments do you have in America right now? Because the East Coast being out of power doesn't seem like a good idea. So, I don't know. I'll give you 5 days to wire me that money, and I bid you adieu, sir.
It would be interesting. I know there's been a lot of movement. I'll put it that way. Which nothing is a coincidence. Everything you just don't.
Somebody
know
said that to me 2 days ago.
Yeah, nothing's a coincidence. It's just you don't know who's in charge.
Fair enough. Fair.
Bill and Melinda Gates getting divorced. And this is something we can dive into a little bit more. But if you dig a little deeper into, they've been getting divorced since, I want to say 2019.
Kind of like when some Bill Gates, Epstein stuff came out. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, so I'll go even straighter than that. Her lawyer cited his connection to Epstein as part of the reason for, right, right. It's like,
what a nightmare for her, dude. Like honestly, what an unimaginable nightmare.
so
'Cause that dude had assisted suicide. You know, like what does she do?
right. Well, so here's my thing. I don't necessarily buy it. I don't buy it.
What you mean, like they're still into cahoots?
I don't buy that A, she didn't know what was going on, and B, wasn't either a party to it, or so here's the thing though. If somebody has to go down for the ship and he's the one implicated, the divorce is the best way to actually protect your assets. Yeah. So if she divorces him, and let's say she takes him
they
to
have
the
kids.
cleaners, right? If she divorces him and takes him to the cleaners, then I think she was implicated in it. And here's the reason why. Because that's a way to protect his assets by giving them to her. Because then when the
Okay. Let me pause you. Let me pause you right there, though. Would you also consider that they have so much money that they could go hide somewhere and we would never ever find out where they're at?
Oh, absolutely, but
that seems way easier.
I would. Yes.
If you knew you were about to go to jail or you were suspicious of it, dude, and had a couple of decades. Are you serious right now? You know how many Nazis got out of Germany?
Right. Okay.
Think about it, man. Think about it.
It depends on the level of gotcha. I'm not saying they couldn't. Believe me,
if this dude's about to get hung up for having sex with children, he's going to shoot himself in the. Right. He's going to have assisted suicide before he goes to jail.
Which is another possibility.
I honestly thought
he still doesn't appear.
I honestly thought what you were thinking. As soon as I heard the divorce, I was like, tax shelter. All right, can you hear me calling? You know? And then I started thinking about it as a human being. Having, like, envisioning
if you
for whatever.
Those, you lose your power.
You know, some of the most powerful people in the world, we don't even know their names.
Right. But here's the thing. Power is so intoxicating, and I say this as somebody who has none.
Would you say you fantasize about it? Oh shit, my camera froze. Hey, look at that perfect angle of my face right there.
It's a nice kick to the side.
Hey, there I am. It's gonna be you for a second.
I will end with this. I don't think I'll use the term common folk, know how intoxicating power can be.
Are you kidding me?
What it can do.
Time out, dude.
Because
look around. Look at the mask. How intoxicated some of these people are walking around about masks. Now imagine you had the power to really tell people what to do.
But I don't think they understand what to be able to say thou shalt and jump to it.
We understand. Because we're common folk too.
No. Right, yeah. No. I don't think anybody that doesn't either come from money and power understands the capability to be able to say thou shalt do X and then have other people jump to it.
Must be nice.
I wish.
But think about this. I'm gonna end on this note before you get off.
Okay.
You know what? That idea that you have, it's earned. Either through good or through evil. And America has an expiration date. The kingdom of God does not have an expiration date. And I think if we focus on that,
is absolutely true.
No matter what.
So, something for another time. Two kingdom theology.
Mind blown. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Mr. Caleb Moore. Next Wednesday, same time, we'll have everything set up better. I'll say this is a presetting.
Yeah, I will. I'd say 7:15ish my time. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what's better than a Hump Day Wednesday Wisdom with the guy from the other coast? You know, I'm the host with the most.
No.
I don't mean to boast, but I got to go. I'm out. So toast. Love you guys.
Man, appreciate it.
Later.